it's Kennedy or Perfection. Welcome to another video. This is going to be my 50 subscriber special. You guys wanted me to explain how I got into Wizard101 and Pirate101. So that's what I'll be diving into today. If you end up enjoying this video, definitely hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. Like the video. Comment down below on how maybe you played Wizard and Pirate. I love to hear your stories. And with all that out of the way, let's just go ahead and get this started. I remember when I was 4 to 5 years old, in late 2012 or early 2013, I always saw Wizard 101 and Pirate 101 advertisements on TV. They popped up like quite frequently, back then. Of course, I got interested, and I asked Mom if I could play this cool wizard game, because I saw Wiz advertisements more often than Pirates at the time. So I decided that I want to try it out, and she allowed it, and I started playing. I named my first ever wizard. She was a life wizard. I named her Angela Lifeblade. She's no more today, of course, but when I had her back then, I had such a blast with her. My account was born on January 5th, 2013, which is kind of crazy. I don't know why I exactly named her Lifeblade because, I love to spell Lifeblade. I just don't know why I named her that way. I don't know if I watched Blaze Lifehammer before or after I started playing Wiz, but I definitely did watch him when I was younger. I don't know if his character was the reason why my character was life, but not gonna get too much into that. I always watched his walkthroughs along with Blue. They were pretty fun. I always liked them, especially the Polaris walkthroughs. Like as I got a bit older, I definitely liked those walkthroughs a lot. Sometimes I would do pretty dumb things in the game. Sometimes I would go ahead and buy stuff for 10k crowns, like the Sunken Palace, for example. I can't remember if castles were viable with gold. I don't know if they were back then, but if they were, man, I just knew how to spend money on quite some dumb stuff. I also remember spending money on the Life Force Blade, on the Crescent X of the Astros, even the Archer set, all for which is kind of nice. As I kept playing, I think I reached level 50 something, level 58, I believe, 56, one of those levels. Y'all remember back then, those level 58 spells, where you get like those, I think it was, Force was rank 8 at the time. It was rank 8 at the time, I think. I could be wrong, but I think it was rank 8 at the time. Or 7. But I'm pretty sure it was 8 back then. I'm pretty sure it was 8. I could be wrong. But anyways, this is a level 58 spell. I was struggling with a boss quite a lot. His name was Crystal Tusk. The Life Wizards, they remember OG Life Wizards out here, I would always look up videos on how to fight this guy because I just sucked so much at the game. I could not beat this man. Like, I can't remember what I exactly did, but I finally beat him. After I finally beat him, of course, me being the little girl I was happy. Very, very happy, I was so happy, I went to show off my spell to people in Mount Olympus, which is kind of crazy. Now that I think about it today, I was kind of crazy. But you know what? Just so long I was happy, that's all that matters, I guess. As I was, low 60 something at the time, playing Wiz, I started noticing more Pirate 101 ads. And I got interested. I got pretty interested in playing the game. So again, I asked Mom, hey Mom, can I go ahead and play Pirate 101? And, of course, she said yes. It's kind of the same thing as Wiz, but except pirates, Like, I just found Wizards and Pirates so cool back in the day. Like, I still find pretty cool today, but especially back then, I loved them so much. I believe my first pirate was a swashbuckler. Her name was Royal Emma Richmond. I named her that because I I genuinely thought about the name. I remember my reasons for naming her that. I named her that because, one, I thought I was loyal. You know, I thought of myself as being loyal. Two, Emma just sounded like a pretty cute name. And three, but believe it or not, the last name was Richmond because I wanted to be rich one day. I'm not even playing. I'm not playing. Like, it's ridiculous. Now that I think about it back then. Anyways, some things I remember doing in Pirate101 on that character would be fighting Kane, Krampus, and making people mad in team-ups. Yeah. Younger me wasn't exactly the best player back then. I specifically remember making these guys mad for charging at the queen on my swashbuckler. Because, you know, I don't know why I did that. I just wanted to, you know. I kind of have fun just doing whatever I want, you know. Now that I think about it, yeah, it's better to let them come to a little bit before striking, you know. So that ranged schools could have the advantage of attacking them, you know. I get that now. I always had, I think my flag color back then was pink. All pink. I was obsessed with pink back in the day. I was obsessed. I love pink. I vividly remember the flag icon being a flower. Like just a nice, cute looking flower. Back then. I also remember, you know, having another character named Lovable Heather. I think she was a musketeer. I can't exactly remember when I made her. I think it was after I maxed out Emma. I decided I wanted to play again, so I decided to go with a musketeer for the second time around. I think I got her to Aquila before I stopped playing. You know, because by the time I stopped playing, I found out about Roblox. I was like, ooh, Roblox sounds pretty cool. Like, you know. So I played Roblox and I kind of just forgot about Wizard Pirate. Like, I literally just forgot. Like, as I kept playing Roblox, those two games would still not be my priority anymore. I was just going to play Roblox as my Roblox, and yeah. I didn't play Wizard Pirate again for years. But of course, that's not where the story ends. In 2018, 2019, while I was 11 or 12 at the time, I unlocked this one computer we had, the family computer, and I still had Wizard101 and Pirate101 downloaded. I know it's Wizard101 first though. Memories flooded in my head, and I wanted to see the characters I made at the time, you know, because I still remember my password. I still remembered all that from back then. All the things I did from 3-4 years ago at that point. I still have my wizard, Angel Lifeway. I even have a few more wizards that I don't recall making, you know. But Ashley Blossom and Myth, I kind of do remember making, you know. She was a much lower level character at the time. But everyone else, not really. Anyways, I made a Storm Wizard this time. Her name being Heather Talon. I leveled her up to early Chrysalis, but keep in mind, this is the farthest I've gotten in the game. Like, even Angela didn't get this far. This is the farthest I got into the game. But I still sucked at it. I sucked at it so much that I was stuck on the first boss. Like, Caliclack, that was his name. I realized that she had turbo stats. Like, I realized her crew was trash, her pet was trash, the spells by wearing were trash, so I deleted her. Since then, I decided I was gonna start again. Because I didn't spend that much time to get to Christmas, not that much time. So I decided to go again. But this time, make a wizard named Alyssa. That's the wizard y'all sometimes see in my videos. That's her. I took her up. I actually got the gear I needed. And the farthest I made that time was Darkmoor Beyond. I remember making people upset in Darkmoor. Straight up upset. Like, because, you know, I was a noob. I didn't know the cheats and all that. I may have had a gear. The pet, I don't think was all the way there yet. I didn't know how to make good pets, but I did know how to get good gear, at least, you know? I made people mad. I want for my friends. I want for my friends. I kind of forgot her name, but yeah, her and I were both first timers, and these two other people with us, yeah, they were not happy. But we did not know the cheats and all that, you know? Which, by the way, y'all, if you're in a team of first timers, please help them. Please help them, because yeah, while reading cheats before you go in a fight seems reasonable, it is pretty reasonable. Some people may not know the wiki exists. Some people may not just be able to get it up, which I guess is fine. But just help people, especially if it's their first time doing something. Please help people, because if you help people, that doesn't only encourage them to learn, but encourages them to stay in the game, you know? Because if you just scare them off or leave because it's their first time, making the community look bad, you know? And you don't want to make the community look bad. So anyways, while I was younger, I would also watch Wizard101 music videos when they were still popular. I remember a few on top of my head. Like, songs like La 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 by Auburn and IS. I remember that song. That song was fire. It was fire. This other song, Break Your Heart, I kind of forgot who that was made by. Don't Kill Me, Don't Crucify Me or anything like that. I just kind of forgot who made that song. But you know, I would just binge Wizard101 music videos. And I was always thinking, wow, I want to be in one, you know? I was playing when level 130 was the max at the time. So I wasn't all bad, you know. I wasn't all bad, caught up, you know, like, I clearly missed a lot, clearly. Like, I think it was the end of Arc 3 at that time, so now I'm just questioning people, taking my time a little bit. Since I got inspired by those music videos, that kind of made me want to make my own. So I did, you know. I don't really collaborate with people when it comes to music videos and all that type of stuff, or edits. I just tend to like doing things by myself, you know. Maybe one day though, I'll go ahead and ask someone to collaborate with me, you know. It just might not be anytime soon, but I do like making music videos and edits for both games, for both Wizard and Pirate. Especially Pirate, because I could be wrong, but I don't think there was a single music video made for Pirate, ever. Maybe there was, but it got deleted or just very, very old. But I swear, I never saw any Pirate101 music video pop up. Only Wiz. So I'm like, wow, we gotta fix this, y'all. We gotta fix this. So of course I started making Pirate edits, you know. Started in January. I wasn't as active when it came to edits until like, what, May, June, I think maybe even April, you know. Other than that though, yeah, I wasn't all that active. Sometimes I even go 3 minutes making full-fledged Pirate music videos or Wiz music videos. Sometimes I would even combine both games, because I love both games. One thing I noticed in these Wizard101 music videos though, is that these people in the music video, they would be wearing mastery amulets. And younger me back then didn't know what those magical orbs that were swirling around your character were called. I didn't know that was called. I didn't know. But after I learned what that was, you know, I think I actually learned what that was because I decided to buy Life Mastery from the Crown Shop for my storm at the time because, you know, she can easily die. She will need heals, you know. So I buy that for her and I'm like, wow, when I have Life Mastery equipped as an amulet. Because now I've seen the magical orb that I see so many times in music videos. I'm like, wow, this is amazing. Like, that's cool as crap, you know. I wish it was more of a cosmetic. Like, I know it already kind of is, But I wish you didn't have to wear a mastery amulet to see that. Like, you know, I find that'd be pretty cool. If you didn't have to wear a mastery amulet to have that type of stuff around your character. But that would make your character look more flashy, more cool, you know? Anyways, after all that crap of dark more, me questing more, worrying about the game more, I maxed my storm. Then I went on to Mega Death, Catherine Death. My second ever character. By the way, I forgot to mention, but yeah, Angela, Lifeway, deleted. Yeah, she got deleted. I realized her gear was trash, so yeah, she was already gone at this point. She was already gone. But anyways, yeah, same process, rinse and repeat. Nothing too interesting about that happened. I just questioned more, learned more about the game, you know. Anyways, for my third character, I made a wife, another wife. But this time her name was Alexandra Song. This girl is actually my main now. To this day, she's my main. I always found life to be pretty fun to play. Like, yeah, it can be pretty slow, but it always just felt fast for me. I don't know. I don't know if it's literally just me going crazy or something, but I also just really love supporting because it's something nice I like to do from time to time, you know. I remember when I got Pigsy, I got Ratazker on my birthday at one point. It was awesome. When it was Grizzline packs and Wisteria packs came out at the time, I decided to go for Pigsy and Ratazker. I got pretty lucky, you know, because I got those two spells before any of the other ones in both packs, which is pretty amazing. Anyways, after that, after I quested Alexandra up, maxing her around me, I decided next was going to be the myth. By the way, this is when I started to learn more about pets. Like, while I was questing a wife, that's when I started learning more about pets. Stuff like that. I was like, yeah, my gear's okay, but maybe I can start learning more about pets. I don't know if I watched videos and stuff like that. I completely forgot about that. But yeah, I would try to make my own pets, and they were alright for back then. They're alright. But of course, I have much better pets nowadays than back then. Anyways, after I maxed out my life, I actually had a myth who was existing along with Andrew at the time. That myth was actually Blossom. She was level 46 in Celestia at the time, just beat Arc 1. I can't remember when I quested her up, but you know, I guess she's just there. I was considering deleting her because, you know, her gear wasn't all that great and she didn't have a great pet. But honestly, I just felt lazy. I felt pretty lazy. I just wanted to bring her up because if I go for Arc 1 again, at least for a bit, you know, because I still have more characters to bring up after Ashley. So I decided to try to redeem her a little bit. I get her a pet. I try to make do with the gear I have at the time. And surprisingly, that actually worked out. When I got to Waterworks, of course I got her gear. I got her a better pet. Things went smooth sailing, you know. I like it. It was pretty good. By the way, this character, I believe, is the oldest on my account. Like, she existed before any of my max wizards did. Aside from Angela, she's the oldest wizard on my account. So actually, I still have to this day, which is actually pretty amazing. Because I was considering deleting her just because of laziness, just because of her gear and stuff. But then I was like, no. Let me try to redeem her. And honestly, I think that was one of the best choices I've ever made. So anyways, I made another character. Her name was Scarlet Fire. I created her, pushed her up. Nothing too interesting. This is when I knew even more about the game. Like, at this point, I knew how to make solid pets. I knew how to get proper gear. I knew how to pre-enchant treasure cards, which is pretty cool. You know, I was learning pretty much by myself, you know. There was this one time, though, I was in a zigzag run, right? Because I was doing it for the XP in the House of Scales, right? This guy gets all mad at me because I used to TC Fireball. I'm not playing. Like, this guy actually got mad at me for using a TC Fireball. Like, I started using TC Blades because why not? Like, they stack, they let you have more room in your main deck. Like, this guy thought I was going to use a treasure card. I'm like, what? And I thank God this one other guy has the common sense and said, bro, it's just a treasure card. Exactly. I don't know why he was mad. I don't know if he was looking for someone to get mad at or something to get mad at. But, I'm pretty much over that. I just find that pretty funny today, At this point, I was questing the balance at the start. I believe I was in 6th grade at the time. I think this was when Catacomb released. 130 content. This is the Catacomb release. So I was like, wow. At this point, I kind of knew how to farm. I kind of knew how to do stuff. This was also when I met one of my best friends. If not my best friend. She main Storm. We played together sometimes, She's, of course, older than me. Like, much older, As I'm one of the youngest members in the community. We both farmed Catacombs together. But it was pretty painful. I don't know how I did it. Because honestly, if Catacombs released, like, today, at the age I'm at, I wouldn't even bother. I wouldn't bother today. But back then, yeah, Catacombs is kind of crazy. I don't know how I did it, but I managed to get the pieces I needed for my Storm and Fire, I think. And the Myth too, actually. The Wife as well. Then I kind of just stopped. Because I couldn't do anything. At that point, Caramel was about to release. So at this point, I'm like, okay, I'll just wait. And I think this was when I was in 7th grade. I could be wrong, but I think this was I could be wrong, but I think this was when I was in 7th grade. After I maxed out my balance and stuff. At that point, I didn't have a 7 character slot. Instead, I decided to return to Pirate 101. Return to Pirate 101, I think in 2020. Maybe 2021. Can't exactly remember. But anyways, no, it was before 2020. I think 2019. 2019, yeah. So I still at that point had my swashbuckler, Royal Emma Richmond. I still had her. I had this one musketeer named Lovable Heather still. I still had her. And I think I even had a witch doctor named Crystal. At least when she was a lower level. I think I deleted Emma though, then made Crystal. Then I pushed the Crystal up. And the amount of times I deleted or made characters was kind of insane. That was kind of insane. I decided to make my characters based on my wizards. Because I thought it would be kind of fun that way. So after I deleted Emma, I created Alyssa. Her name was Stormy Alyssa at first, but I deleted her, because origin reasons. I changed her origin, At this point in time, I was watching a YouTuber named Stephanie Donhart. One of her characters were named Dashing Stephanie. So I decided that I was going to name my swashbuckler Dashing Alyssa, which honestly, I think fits more with Storm things. Like, yeah, Alyssa's my Storm Wizard. So yeah, Stormy does sound good. But I decided I wanted to go something else in again, After I made Alyssa, I can't exactly remember who I created next, because it's been a while, man. It's been a while. But I believe I made another musketeer. I believe I deleted Heather and created Did I Actually, based on Memphis. So I created her, right? I created Ashley, quested her up, nothing special like that, you know, just quested her up. Um, I think at this point I was learning more about good gear. I didn't know about pets yet. I did not know about pets yet. Pets were not my strong suit. I quested up that I Ashley. Quested her up, you know. And then I believe after that I made my wish doctor. Catherine. That was her name. Catherine. Based on my Death Wizard, of course. At this point, I knew even more about the game. So while Wish Doctor was a uphill battle, I did prosper in the end. I did go ahead and get to what I needed in the end for her. At that point, I still didn't know about pets. So, yeah, that's great. The most I knew was about Pain and Manchu. That's really the most I knew. Then I make my privateer, who ends up being my main today. Ambitious Alexandra. Based on my life wizard, of course. So I go ahead and make her. As I get higher level, I learn more about the game. I actually had fun with my privateer, believe it or not. Because I know lots of people hate it, which I kind of get, but you know, it doesn't feel all that long for me. But anyways, I was interested in 4,000 health at first. When I was level 70. I just always wondered if I could hit 4,000 health. So, in order to do that, I think I used cane gear at the time to reach 4K health. I ended up hitting it, and some people were actually impressed. Like, whoa, 4K health? Of course, it's not too good of a setup because I sacrificed loads of powers for that setup. Like, loads of powers. So I decided as I got a little older, I was like, okay, this setup is pretty fun, but I gotta change it up a little bit. Because, you know, I'm lacking powers. I'm lacking big guns. I'm lacking force. I'm lacking all that type of stuff. Heals, you know. So of course I changed stuff up, and my practice was a little better. After all that though, I decided to make one final character. Or not one final character, at least one final character of a class I never played yet. My Buccaneer. I never played Buccaneer until Scarlet. Never. I don't remember ever making a Buccaneer while I was younger. I don't remember having one while I was younger. I just never made a Buccaneer. Ever. All other classes I hadn't made, like I had a low level privateer that I deleted years ago because I didn't really use her. So all I never really had was a Buccaneer. So I was pretty surprised and pleased when I found out Nuclear Person Blazestorm at level 15. I'm like, wow, that's amazing. Level 15. At this point, I already knew about the Secret Trainer. I knew a bit more about pets. I knew more about gear, about what companions I should be using. So I was like, wow, I'm cruising. It was actually so fun to me that I was considering maining it. Because I just love doing damage. I love being in the enemy spaces. Back then, I decided that I was going to main Privateer. Because while doing damage can be really fun, Privateer is pretty versatile, and that's what I like about Privateer. That's what I like about it the most. You could do about anything and get away with it. Because you're a Privateer, why should you care, you know? Today I run a hybrid setup. Not a ranged hybrid setup, I run a melee hybrid setup for chains and to do damage, you know. It works out really well. And also, of course, supporting is my strong suit. So of course I support. Of course I main Privateer. Just like I main wife. Here is where my burnout for one of the games happened. For one of them. Not two of them. This game was Wizard101. Like late last year, I was still playing, you know, Wizard101 and Pirate101. I was balancing both of the games at the time. Until I think the Azteca raid hit. It wasn't until like 2 months, I think, later, after it dropped in live realm, I got burnt out. You know, like we weren't getting wins. The guild didn't really have all that much positive energy. I won't be naming names, but yeah, it wasn't all that great. So I might decide to leave. This was also when Wall was out, by the way. This was when Wall was out. So I kind of just left, you know. Like after I got my gear for Wall, after I quested up, got my River Amulet, a fame, deck, and ring for my life. Only my life. And after questing up my myth and my ice, my balance was barely in Wall. The rest of them were on 60. I just left. I was considering coming back to the Nightmare Dungeon when it dropped, but I just never did. I didn't know how long I was going to go from Wiz for, because I loved the game. I just couldn't play anymore. With me always going for such perfect stats, with me farming quite a bunch, it got to me. I never thought it would get to me, but of course eventually you gotta take a break. So that's what I did. So instead of renewing membership for Wizard101 and just playing that, I would go ahead and play Pirate101. I would only play Pirate101. Like sometimes I would get on Wiz just to check on plants, but that's about it. I wouldn't really do anything other than that. February passes, and I'm like, should I get on Wiz and try the Nightmare Dungeon? But I'm like, no. I need a longer break. What if I just stop playing again after I do the dungeon? You know, what if I stop playing again? So I waited. Then I think the membership came out in May. I decided that it was gonna be the time for me to check it out. Along with Richard Unicorn Caller's help, I started joining Wiz again. Not that much, but I slowly started enjoying it again. Then, as I keep playing the game, as I buy a membership for Wiz just to see if I enjoy it again, then enjoy Wiz again. And honestly, it was pleasant. It's not too bad, you know? Instead of going all crazy on stats and gear and all that like I always did in the past when I got better at the game, I decided I was gonna take more time. I was gonna take more time. Instead of just running a crap ton of things a day. Because it won't feel fun. So while I guess I am somewhat of an advanced player, I guess, I'm trying to take more of a casual route now. Yeah, you'll still see me raids from here and there, but I won't care about stats. I just want to care about stuff that satisfies me. You know, if it works for me, I'm satisfied. And that's what I'm going with from now on. After I came back to the game, after I tried the Nightmare Dungeon, after I got my membership, I quest my characters again. I quest them again. During my Wiz hiatus, by the way, I only played Pirate, so I started making Pirate content. Like purely Pirate content. My first Wiz video was when I came back, just to see what was up with it, you know? So after I did that, I was like, you know what? Maybe I'll try this game out again. So now I make content for both games. And I'm pretty happy with it. I'm not really a good content creator or anything, but I'm just playing and doing what I enjoy. And if it makes me happy, so be it. You know? By the way, I didn't mention this, but before my hiatus, I bought a character elixir, my 7th slot. That was for the ice, which is why I mentioned her a little bit ago. So yeah, I kind of forgot to mention that before I left to play Pirate. But yeah, I had also MXs at that time for a while. Bit. I just left. Then I came back. And now it's kind of the opposite. Like, I'm barely playing Pirate now. Not because I'm burnt out. I never really got burnt out of the game. I don't hate it or anything. I really don't play it as much anymore. Except to occasionally pet train because, you know, I'm just waiting for new content to drop. Yeah, the new content will be like 2 hours long, but it's better than nothing. I'm here for the story, you know? Late last year was when I decided to try to get more involved with the communities. Yeah, I was more involved in the Wiz community at that time, but I decided to try to get more involved with the Pirate community. Get in their Discord, you know? And I'm happy to say I have a few friends in there. You know, we get along pretty well. Talk a lot in there, you know? Sometimes I even have small talk with the community manager, pretty cool guy in my opinion. Sometimes he would look at my edits. Pretty cool, you know. I definitely want to get better at them. The worst thing ever. But it's definitely a hobby. It's definitely a hobby I enjoy. I want to make my music videos. I want to eventually collaborate with people, but for now I'm just going solo. When it comes to that, really. I don't know if I'll be joining extra credits. I'm only 16 at the point of making this video, so it's like I can join anyways. But I'm not sure if I will, you know, because I don't think I'd be that committed, you know, especially with school starting up again, especially with me finding a job now, stuff like that. But this is just something on the side I do for fun, and I really do enjoy it. It's really awesome. But now you guys might be wondering, why did I make content for Wizard101 in the first place? What made me do this? Well, simply, I started doing this because I started finding it fun. You know, like since the Taurus update and test round dropped, I decided to try that out. Uploaded to YouTube. It did pretty well for my first ever video. So I was like, wow, okay, I guess I'll do it again. You know, I'll make edits. I'll try soloing bosses. You know, I got noticed by a few people. You know, we talk sometimes. I'm more involved with both communities, more than ever. I'm happy to be in both communities. Yeah, they have their ups and downs. Same with the games. But that's pretty much every game, you know. But I'm playing these games, I'm recording these games, I'm uploading these games because they were a huge part of my childhood. They're still a huge part of my childhood. I haven't been playing for 11 years straight or something like that. I've, you know, taken breaks here and there, came back. I don't know how much longer I'll be playing these games for, but I do know that I will try to enjoy them as much as possible. I'm happy to have noticed Pirate101 and Wizard101 in the first place. I'm happy younger me made a decision to ask my mom if I could play them. I'm happy I actually found them still down on our family computer years later. And most of all, I'm happy to still be playing both of these games to this day. I will be 17 years old later this year. And all I have to say is, thank you, King Zhao, for making my childhood.